Hello, it's Burgess Taylor, and Wednesday was World Turtle Day. And my daughter and my son and I used to own a turtle, about 16, 17 years ago. And we called that turtle O'Brien. And as soon as I knew that it was World Turtle Day, I got really excited and thought, oh, I could do something fun with this. And the quote, it just came to me, and of course I'm a Stephen King fan, so see the turtle of enormous girth, on his shell he holds the earth. Stephen King, that came from the Wastelands book from the Dark Tower series. One of the things I've been doing lately, I don't know, the last year or so, is struggling with quote unquote my style. Picasso said, learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like an artist. According to my research, art style is the manner in which you portray your subject matter and how you express your vision. It sets you apart from others, and yet our style evolves as we learn and grow. And I've learned so much over the last few years, and I've grown, and I'm still learning. The struggle has really been getting worse, I guess, the last 4 or 5 months, maybe, or so. I felt this need to do something more, to grow more, to improve my art and composition, and I decided to focus more on the basics, on trying different things, to get out of my comfort zone. And in doing so, it made me a little wary, a little cautious, have a little self-doubt, because it meant trying new things. It meant figuring out what I was doing wrong so I could improve my techniques, because some of my techniques weren't correct. But it also meant taking a hard look at, why am I creating? Why was I so caught up in what my style was? And I did some research, and I checked out different styles. I looked at other people's styles. I have went through and tried different things, and I realized, why do I create? I wanted to think about the fundamental reasons of why I add art to my pages and my journals. It's fun. I love it. Art and words is my jam. It fulfills me in a way that is very creative and expressive. It's also a way to document my life, for other people, for the future, for memory keeping's sake. And I wanted to think about what else I wanted to do, outside of this journaling thing. Sketchbooks and, practice and trying different things. And where did I actually want to head in my journey of creating art? What was my focus? Did I want to do more realistic drawing? Did I want to do more illustrative drawing? And I want to do a bit of both. I like the illustrative drawings for my journals. I really do. And for sketching as well. But there are some things that I really would like to learn how to do that are more realistic. So in the realism category instead of the more illustrative category. But I knew I was tired of doing the coffee cup. I knew I was tired of doing the same old. But that was my comfort zone. That was my comfort zone. I'm not saying I'll never do coffee cups. But I am changing up things, and I had to get out of my comfort zone. But getting out of my comfort zone meant all these little alarms and bells were dinging. They were going, no, you're pretty decent at this one part. Maybe you just need to keep doing that. Maybe. But on the other hand, how am I supposed to get better if I don't try new things? How am I supposed to get better if I don't expand my horizon? Practice. Keep looking at different things, keep trying different things, keep learning, try different materials. Focus on putting all the pieces together of what I learned and experimenting. Filling a page. And sometimes those experiments go awry, and sometimes those experiments work. But each time I create a page, I start with that initial thought. Why am I creating? Why am I doing this? Am I doing this so that it will be perfect, so that I can have this realistic portrayal of my day, or am I doing this because it's fun and relaxing and creative and expands my horizons and I get to learn and grow as a person and as an artist? And it's a bit of all of the above, to be honest. So some days my pages look really good to me, and then some days my pages don't, and it just doesn't fit. And then what I need to do is sit down and think about why I feel like it doesn't fit. Forget about the perfectionism. Why do I feel like it doesn't fit? And maybe it doesn't fit because of composition, or maybe it didn't fit because I tried to put too much on the page, or maybe it didn't fit because I didn't do something that I really wanted to do and ended up doing something in my comfort zone instead of getting out of it. Or maybe I got out of my comfort zone a little too much and it just filled me with anxiety. So that's one of the things that I've been doing in regards to my style and why I'm creating the pages and why I'm changing the art. Because to be honest, practice is the key. Learning and growing is the key. Having patience is the key. And throughout all of this, I have also realized that it's exciting to change things up a bit. And with that turtle, that's what I really wanted to do, was do something different. I debated over which side. I ended up changing my mind. I originally was going to do it on the left side. Then I decided to put it on the right side. Pins didn't work. I need to run my yellow gel pens through hot water, warm water, to see if I can get them back to working. But you know, overall, by the end of the day, when I finished this page, I was really happy about the page. Now, there are certain things I could have done a lot differently that would have made it a lot cuter, or certain things that I could have done that would have made it look more realistic. But the truth is, I think it turned out really well. I got to journal, I got to add words, I got to add art, I got to do a little practice. I drew the turtle on Strathmore mixed media paper, and I watercolored it. And I watercolored it and drew it and everything off camera, because sometimes when I'm trying something completely different, it's too much anxiety to film it, because I don't know, I sort of choke up a little. It's like stage fright, I guess. So I did that off camera, and I did go back in and do a little bit of highlighting and adding a little bit more once, because it was completely dry by this point, and I could add a little bit more yellow to places. I could add a little bit more of the white and, you know, different things like that and fix it. And since I had put it all on the page, I've actually gone back and added a few little other minor things. But when I do this off camera, it's more relaxing. So I did that part off camera. Sometimes I do it on camera. Sometimes I'll try something new, completely different and new, and I will say, hey, I'm trying something completely different and new, and my anxiety is a little bit off kilter, so, you know, just to forewarn, just forearmed. I also realized when I was doing this that the perfectionism wanted to kick in. I didn't have an E or an L. I didn't have an L in the same font, and I was okay with that. But when I went to put the E down, it kind of turned, so it was crooked. And at first my perfectionism was, no, you need to pick it up, take it off, take it off. But if I take it off, sometimes those tear the paper. And I thought, no, you know what? When the turtle gets off kilter and he's on his back and he's struggling trying to get flipped back over, you know, that's been a little bit of my struggle. And how about we leave that E turned over like it is, where it's kind of reminds you of the turtle on its back in the struggle. And you just go with it, roll with it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to roll with it. So I am learning the rules now, like a pro. I have gone back to the basics. I took a sketchbook school drawing class, and I am going back through it now, because I already took the class, and now I'm going back through it and doing the stuff again. I've also I'm in the process of finishing up a class by Elisa Burke, It's called Sketchbook Delight. It was a recommendation from somebody, and I'm so glad that she told me about it because I've really enjoyed the class. It puts you back to the basics, some of the sketching and journaling and stuff like that. It's definitely more of a sketchbook from a journaler's point of view rather than a sketcher point of view, I think. And I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I like Elisa Burke. She's so creative. Now that I've been introduced to her stuff, I'm like, oh wow. But everybody has their own thing. Like some people, like Elisa Burke, like their brushes and stuff to be completely saturated with, Other people don't. I have a really hard time controlling the water and things, so I'm still learning. And so I'm trying different techniques. And with trying different techniques means I'm going to make mistakes. It means I'm going to mess things up. And I've talked a lot about perfectionism, but this page really it made me realize how much fun I could have, and it made me feel so much better. I don't know. I think my style is a variation of different things because it really depends on my mood whether things are a little bit more realistic or not. But I think overall, I feel really good about where I'm headed and the direction that I'm headed. Because now I can take all of those things that I had been practicing and doing over and over and over again all of the time, my norm for my journal pages, and I can flip it up and change it around, and that feels really good. So thank you for watching. I hope that you have a good one, and I will see you again soon. Bye, y'all.